In the beginning, we were born. Then we grew. Everything we knew was new.
Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?
See the world through different eyes. Realize it's all fairy tales and blue skies. Everyone is wearing a mask in disguise, covering up their issues with betrayals and lies. As we wish we could see through our childhood eyes. I ask you,
are you gonna spread love or hate?
Are you gonna spread that love?
Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate?
Everything we do and everything we're taught. I guess we all had bigger problems than the one we saw. The battles that were won and the fights that were fought. We never absorbed all the hate and distraught. Spread that love. So spread that love.
Are you gonna spread love or hate?
Together and let each other in, or feed into temptation and ultimate sin, to learn what we didn't learn right from the start, because nowhere was place in my heart for hate. As we wish you could see through our childhood eyes once again, I ask you, spread love.
Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Love.
Hey, Chris Liepe here. It's about time we talk about Lewis Capaldi. This is my first time hearing Wish You the Best, and we're going to do a vocal analysis along with my first time reaction. That's what I do on this channel. This is a singing channel. I teach people how to sing largely by pulling inspiration from other singers that they love. If you'd like to learn more about learning to sing through inspiration, click the link below and join my free voice course. Here we go. Lewis Capaldi. Super fun to pick up on some of those subtleties that Lewis is doing with his voice. I haven't listened to a lot of Lewis Capaldi, but I plan on listening to more. Again, if you'd like more help doing this, figuring out how you can take your inspirations, vocally, musically, and put them in your own voice, and know how to experiment safely and confidently, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more. It's become something I've gotten in the habit of looking forward to, a new Ren song coming across my feed. Animal Flow, Part of the reason I get so excited to dive into another Ren song is because not only is the music and the concept going to be fresh in my own mind, but the things that he does with his voice, the way he uses it, because he's influenced by so many different styles. He can sing, he can rap, he can do all these other little sound effect-y sorts of things. And because his performances are so genuine and his lyrics are often so thought-provoking, his vocal performances act as a hook. You can't just listen to these songs once. You can't just watch a video and then go away. You have to go over and over and over again and find out how all these things interact with one another. So, I'm sure this one will be no different. I'm sure I'm going to miss a bunch of stuff that I'm going to look forward to seeing on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th watch or listen. But join me as we do a vocal analysis during my first time viewing Animal Flow. Oh, that was cool.
Animal flow. You're in the mind of a cannibal king where chaos and anarchy roam. And trouble is bubbling under the skin. A certain insanity shows. Whenever I pick up the mic and begin, whenever these words that I write with my pen come alive, they ignite like I pulled out the pin. Animal flow, out in the jungle, I'm ready for war. I'm beating your brains with a bat, I'm swinging it back, and it's spooky, your bike 'cause I'm bored. Lord of the cannibals, bro, a murderous mind that you can't ignore. I wait and react with combat on the counter-attack on the king of the jungle, I roar. Animal.
Oh, okay, I want to go back to the very beginning. It sounds like he's doing it again. He's making these neat sort of animal sounds, and then at the beginning, how it's all pitched here. Listen. Band limited. It's like a bass line.
Animal flow. You're in the mind of a cannibal king where chaos and anarchy roam. And trouble is bubbling under the skin. A certain
bubbling under the skin. This is like a sort of a growl. And, you know, death metal or deathcore vocalists do this to an extreme, but he's using some of that same technique where you sort of sigh. Skin. He's using it very subtly here. It's the same sort of approach used in a different way.
Sanity shows. Whenever I pick up the mic and begin, whenever these words that I write with my pen come alive, they ignite like I pulled out the pin. Animal flow. Out in
Same thing there. Animal flow. Try it. It's not that hard to do. You just have to have this mentality that you're not going to be locked into one way that your voice works. Ren demonstrates that over and over again. Have fun, experiment with different sounds with your voice. I love hearing this kind of experimentation.
I write with my pen come alive, they ignite like I pulled out the pin. Animal flow, out in the jungle, I'm ready for war. I'm beating your brains with a bat, I'm swinging it back, and it's spooky, your bike 'cause I'm bored. Lord of the cannibals, bro, a murderous mind. You can't ignore, I wait and react with combat on the counter-attack on the king of the jungle, I roar. Animal.
Yeah. Love those different sighs and the just straight percussion, like not almost beatboxing, but not really. You can't help but move. There is pitch there, though. I'm not getting it anywhere close to what he's doing, but as I'm experimenting with that, being in pitch with the rest of the song and interacting with that bass line, even as you are doing this just rhythmic figure with your voice. Super cool. Difficult to do.
Animal flow, I'm the flow CEO. I've got mountains of murderous rhymes. Mountain volcanic, I blow.
Hear how he's harmonizing with himself? Or is it?
Animal flow, I'm the flow CEO. I've got mountains of murderous rhymes. Mountain volcanic.
That actually doesn't sound like he's harmonizing with himself. Someone may correct me on this, but it actually sounds like an electronic doubler where he still has this sort of pitch going on, but these other voices that are surrounding his voice are electronically, digitally manufactured.
Animal flow, I'm the flow CEO. I've got mountains of murderous rhymes.
Mountain volcanic, I blow and cause mayhem and panic. There's nowhere to run from my mind. I'm an impassable foe, never slowing, just growing and flowing with intricate lines. Yes, I will.
Da 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 da. So sung, even though it's not.
To run from my mind, I'm an impassable foe, never slowing, just growing and flowing with intricate lines. Yes, I will dig in my teeth when I bite like a beast. Blood, I drink it like wine.
Animal flow, out in the wilderness I will be king. Sit on my throne, I'm the Lord of the Rings. Out on my own, I'm a terrible thing. Animal skins over my shoulders like bling. They will be clothing my sins. I came to win, over and over again. I'll take your life with a grin.
I love the surrounding effect that happens with that almost growl, animal growl, and then it expands. And I also liked how he was going in and out of pitch as he was rapping, singing, but then mind was a complete departure. He's so incredibly expressive. Listen again for these subtleties.
Panic, I blow and cause mayhem and panic. There's nowhere to run from my mind. I'm an impassable foe, never slowing, just growing and flowing with intricate lines. Yes, I will dig in my teeth when I bite like a beast. Blood, I drink it like wine.
And then a completely different character in his voice comes out here where he lowers his pitch and becomes a bit more contemplative and observational. He's perfectly riding over the top of the dynamics of the music.
Flowing with intricate lines. Yes, I will dig in my teeth when I bite like a beast. Blood, I drink it like wine.
Animal flow, out in the wilderness I will be king. Sit on my throne, I'm the Lord of the Rings. Out on my own, I'm a terrible thing. Animal skins over my shoulders like bling. They will be clothing my sins. I came to win, over and over again. I'll take your life with a grin.
Animal.
He's right in there with the rest of that bass line. I love how that melds.
Animal.
Animal. Mary had the little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. It made the blood look so much redder when I slit its throat. Watch it drip, drop, till the ground was soaked. Oh, Mary, Mary, quite contrary how the blood it flows. Horrific.
Oh man, it's like so disturbing and unnerving to have these nursery rhymes with the complete destruction of the characters in the nursery rhymes. Of course, a lot of these stories, nursery rhyme type stories, are quite brash and violent. We don't really think about them as being that way, and I wonder if he's sort of digging into that part of it, right? That these things that are initially quite innocent, that we sing to our tiny babies, they're not what they're really, and their origins are not what we see on the surface.
Was so, oh, Mary, Mary, quite contrary how the blood it flows.
Horrific, explicit, I feel parasitic, acidic, I'm eating your flesh. Don't fidget, I'm livid, not mentally with it. I get kinda sick when I'm stressed. I am the I am the storm, I am the fury, I am the scorn, I am the belly, I am the beast. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I'm an animal, yes, I'm an animal. Yes, sometimes the things I say are irrational. Yes, sometimes the things I do are quite radical. Yes, I will be waging war on the capital. Yes, I will burn the houses of parliament down.
Oh, man. Yes, I'm an animal. Yes, I'm irrational. Yes, I will do and admit to doing these horrible things that I don't necessarily like that I'm doing. Don't fully understand why I'm doing them. I don't know. This is just the things that I'm picking up from the lyrics. But what's wonderful is that lyrics and stories mean so many different things I've grown to appreciate about specifically what Ren is doing. You can attach your own baggage to what he's saying, and it meets you where you're at.
Quite radical, yes, I will be waging war on the capital. Yes, I will burn the houses of parliament down. Cause hypocrites, they burn quite easily. Wow, burn and pillage it all to the ground. Your illegitimate king lost his crown. Animal flow, show no mercy under my rule. I won't be kind, I will be cruel. Down on my foes in a paddling pool. Yes, I'm tyrannical, bro, so never mistake a man for a fool. I'll take your ignorance right back to school and teach you a lesson for testing my cool.
Animal.
Animal. Did not disappoint. Keep it up, Ren. You never know what to expect. Continue down the rabbit hole. We'll see you for more. Hey, Chris Liepe here with special guest Will Ramos from the band Lorna Shore. And in this video, we're talking about how to do harsh vocals all the time without hurting yourself.
First of all, before you start doing any vocals, it's very important to warm up. You need to warm up. That is, if you don't want to hurt yourself, warm up. That's not even step one, but that is, you need to do that 100% of the time. So make sure you do that, and then you can start to get into the actual things that make sure that you don't hurt yourself.
And if you want to know exactly how Will warms up and takes care of his voice, click the link below and join his free warm-ups course.
You're not going to regret it.
Okay.
One of the most important things when it comes to doing vocals is making sure that you are at a solid volume. And when I say solid volume, I don't mean there's no standard to volume control.
Okay.
At this point, we live in a world where there are microphones.
Right.
And, we're not just like cavemen screaming out into the ether, hoping that somebody can hear us. The point is to be very controlled. And that's what the most important thing is when it comes to doing vocals. You want to be controlled.
Don't just be loud, right?
Don't just be loud. That is a very common misconception is that people have is that you want to be loud. And a lot of people, especially when they're learning how to scream, they're realizing that if I want to sound like I'm distorted, I need to be loud. But that's not the case. And and realistically, there's a lot of bands out there that do that. And that's totally fine. But you will also see that these bands will have days that are very off because they blow out their voice on tour. Maybe they need to take a day off. Maybe they just maybe that one day just completely they sound really not as good as they do the other days compared to like the first day on tour, and then give them like the 6th day on tour, and now they're just don't sound even nearly as good. And now then you see them live and you're like, man, this band sucks. Realistically, they don't suck.
They're slowly or quickly burning their voice out because they don't know how to not hurt themselves.
Exactly.
And that first thing, just pushing too hard by default, you want to wear out your voice? Just do that, right?
It's very important to find your sweet spot. I call it the sweet spot because it's different for everybody. Certain people are bigger people and they have bigger diaphragms, or they have a bigger system, and they can sound louder without even trying to sound louder.
So how do you know if you're going past the point of safe volume as you're learning?
You will definitely hear it. If you were you will hear it in your voice, because you will do vocals and then you'll get off. Let's say you could try those vocals for 5-10 minutes, and now you take a break for a second, and now you start to feel crazy over here in like this area, because what's happening is like you're pushing too hard from here. Your constriction up top can't properly support the amount that you're trying to push out, and then that's when your vocal cords start to get beat up and swollen, and then when your vocals are too swollen, then you can't really scream properly, and that's what makes vocalists not sound as good as they are the first day.
So when you have found the balance of airflow and volume that's sustainable so you won't mess yourself up, what I'm hearing you say is that you should be able to do it for long periods of time.
Yes.
If you have done it for 10 minutes at a time and you're feeling, there might be a placement issue off, right? But it could just be that you're not using your airflow right. You're going too hard, too loud. Finding that balance is going to take a lot of 10-minute sessions where you are messing up your voice. And so when you first start to work on these extreme sounds, you have to make sure that you're doing it in short increments until you found that balance. Listen to your body, go 5-10 minutes like you're saying. How do I feel? Should I go longer? Should I, well, no, I need to be done for today. And then the next day, find your balance or try to find that balance again. But you can't possibly answer the question of, well, how long should we be practicing this stuff? You have to listen to your body.
Yes.
And as you get this airflow thing down, as you learn those balances, it's like riding a bike and falling off the bike a bunch, right?
Yes. I've hurt myself a lot. Let's put it that way. When I first started, everybody does, because you need to find how to not hurt yourself.
But you haven't permanently hurt yourself because you've listened to your body and be like, okay, I did some stuff too hard. I'm going to back off. Okay, so.
And that brings me actually to my second point, which is another way to just make sure that you're always good with vocals is to take that break. You need that break. I'm telling you, Everybody's different. Some people go longer than others. But like, if you need to take that break, really listen to what your body's saying. Because if you don't, you won't be able to do vocals the next day. And then whereas the next person can do vocals the next day because they listened to their body and they had a nice vocal rest. They slept. They didn't talk too much afterwards. Like, they really did the things that they needed to do. Because at the end of the day, somebody who can take those breaks they're going to make it faster to the end goal that you want to be at, because they're not over accentuating themselves. Like, for instance, just like when you go to the gym, you're not going to go to the gym and then try and pick up 200 pounds without a workout.
Or you're not going to go to the gym and lift the same muscle group over and over and over again, and then 2 days in a row. You're going to vary it up, right?
Yes.
So having that rhythm of rest, work, building, tearing down, getting the balances, messing up, having that rhythm and understanding what that rhythm, including rest, means to you is going to help you for the long haul not hurt yourself. What's the third thing?
Stick to exactly the basics. Yes, you can go crazy and start overthinking things, but that's usually where you'll start hurting yourself, because you'll start trying to push from different places that, first of all, it might work out, but also realistically, you're going to burn yourself out. So it's very important. For instance, like how in a previous video, we were talking about how you do the growl, and it's just this. It's the constriction, it's the pushing, and then you're just letting it out. If you start overcomplicating it and thinking that it's something else completely, you're going to blow out your voice. And that's very important. Just stick to exactly what you should be doing, what you were taught previously, and then keep practicing that. And notice that while you're practicing it, your voice will change into the sound that you want it to automatically without you even having to think about it, because you're practicing. And that's the most important thing.
That's well said.
Don't be like, this is a guttural, so I'm just gonna, if I start like ripping my throat apart and it sounds like that, that means it's good. It's like, no, because when you do a guttural, it should never rip your throat apart.
So when you're in the zone, you're leaning into the differences in feels, not the differences in sounds, right? That's part of what's keeping you going. If you start paying too much attention to how everything sounds, you start manipulating things in a way that are going to burn you out faster.
Yes. I think it's important to know what you sound like, obviously, but that's when you already know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it's both, they go hand in hand with one another. But if you're still just trying to feel it out, you don't want to just jump into something and start ripping your throat up thinking that's what I need to do to get the sound. Because I've done that for years. And at this point, you don't do that. I've learned. I have learned for you, so you don't have to learn the hard way.
Nice. Stick to the sensations. Stick to feeling what you're doing and put that before the desired sound.
Yes.
Trust the process, and as you lean into these sensations and how things feel, make sure things feel okay. The sound will develop over time as you get more and more comfortable leaning into those sensations.
Yes, and it's a very common misconception that people will think that they can just pick up, and I mean, maybe it has to do with just how we are as people now, but like a lot of people think they can just jump into something and just be amazing and they'll figure it out, but realistically,
it's never sound first.
It will never be like that. It will never, and it takes vocalists sometimes years to sound where they feel is very confident, where they can show your voice, and you handle your voice the way.
And Chris Daughtry, that's gonna make for an amazing, tasty mixture. Okay, we have to go back. Chris Daughtry is the master, and there's something that he's doing. Well, there's a few things that he's doing, but one of the main things he's doing goes largely unnoticed if you don't know what to listen for. Listen to those first two lines. How he exits. Here we stand. There's this little tiny sigh at the end of the note. He does it again on the second line and throughout this verse. Here we stand. Here we stand. And then worlds apart, hearts broken in two. This sigh, this release out of the note, accompanied by how he digs in, it's like this arc into the line. This is not, here we stand, worlds apart, broken in two. Like you're plowing through notes, like you're getting progressively louder and locking your voice into a particular posture that it's going to get trapped in and then fizzle out. By taking each note at slightly different dynamics, and ramping up the intensity, yes, as you get a little higher, but not connected to needing to ramp up the intensity so you can get higher, adding dynamics so that you can get a little bit more grit and sizzle out of it, and then abandoning out of it. Doing that keeps your voice loose, much like when you're doing an athletic sport and you get all tensed up trying to make free throws or do something like that. If you're all tense with the motions that you're making versus if you're really loose, you're actually free to do more of what you want to do. These sighs that he's putting at the end of these powerful parts of even this verse are key to staying loose as a vocalist. Helps with stamina and presentation. Part really digs into that one. And then by the time he's at two, he's able to just out of it. Neat band limited. Now that right there, even that whisper at the end, this is a stage whisper. This is a compressed. It's the same idea. We're lifting something heavy, though, a little bit, balancing that. It's not though we went our step. Not like that. But there's a little bit of this holding back air even as we're whispering to make the whisper a bit harsher sounding. Though we went our separate ways. Though we went our separate ways. And playing with that threshold, actually. Examining how you whisper and going from though we went to though we. Doing that and making sure that your engagement is high, that you are holding back the air as high as possible in your throat, is a good way to start feeling out how you want to add notes into that, getting that wonderful sizzly compression that we talked about earlier in the video. I really enjoyed this collaboration. Brilliant blend of tones, characters, and voices, and a great production too. Again, if you'd like to learn how to work with your voice by drawing from your favorite vocal inspirations, click that link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share? I love you, oh loves. Do you have those? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have those? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share like lovers do? Underneath the painted blue moon, oh loves, do you have those? And do you want to share with me? Share with me too. You can change the world. You can change the world.